Oh wow, that lighting is terrible. I look like an actual ghost. It's also decided to focus on this oven. That's more of a face than my face. I have a stinking cold, as you can probably hear. It's still trying to, I'm just gonna try and get that oven out of the thing. But it's really messy in here, so sorry. Yeah, I have a shitty cold. But it's EGX Rezzed today, and I've never been before. So I'm just going low-key, solo conde, gonna see some games, gonna have a good time, hopefully. And hopefully not gonna die of a terrible cold on the way.
I'm JD. I've done a lot of different voice acting jobs. I've done things like over 100 different audio books on Audible. I've also done commercial work. I've done animations. I've done radio.
Yeah, so first there has been for the people who have played the game, this terrible incident in Seattle who pushed Chad and Daniel to go on the road by themselves. They met nice and less nice people along the way.
So, Rezzed. You'll notice it's still light, left quite early. Final verdict, good, fun, good range of talks, good range of games, lots of good indie stuff. Not a place to go without friends unless you're a very outspoken person. It's focusing on everything but me, even though it knows my face is here, thank you. Yeah, so it was kind of like upstairs was so busy that you couldn't play anything or talk to the developers because you were just sort of left standing there hovering, which I found too awkward, so I just sort of hovered for as long as I could in several places and then drifted away. And then downstairs was so quiet that when you played a game, I played this really cool point and click detective adventure, which was called, yeah, Lamplight City, which was really awesome, and I need to get it and play it to completion. And it's fully voice acted, and I had the headphones on and I was enjoying it a lot, except that the table wasn't a table, so you couldn't put your legs under it, so you had to sit quite far back on a little stool, and there was nowhere to put your arm, so my arm was dangling off the edge and aching slowly, and every time the screen went dark, which was most of the time because it's like a dark and gritty detective game, I could just see the face of the staff member behind me just looking sort of blankly because there weren't many people there. So yeah, good stuff, but kind of awkward. I did go to a really good talk in the morning by JD Kelly, who's a voice actor who's done a lot of games, obviously, amongst other things. And that was really cool. And I was a little nerd about it, and I took my notebook and stuff because I like stuff like that, and it's something that I've done a little bit of and would like to get better at. And I went to another really cool developer session, which was the developers of Life is Strange 2. And we watched the teaser for episode 3, and they talked a little bit about it, what they could, and how they went about the decision-making process and stuff that inspired them. So that was really, really cool. But yeah, and apart from that, I just kind of milled around. I looked at the games, and the ones that I looked over people's shoulders and thought, that looks awesome, I just made a note to check out later because it just wasn't gonna happen. It's like a really weird mix of, oh, it's too busy to play anything, but it's way too quiet to feel comfortable. And Tobacco Docks is really cool as a place to go, but for a convention it's super awkward and uncomfortable because it's all in these little separated rooms. It's fucking freezing for a start, so after the talks, when the developers or whoever are staying around to talk to people, they're standing in front of these massive heaters trying to stay warm because it's absolutely freezing in this stone dockyard. But yeah, it's all these separate rooms with doors that you can't see through, so you just have to open them, and you can see everyone feels really uncomfortable and nervous about it. Once you've been in and out of a few different places, you're like, okay, I can just open doors and go in places, but obviously some places you can't. There's storerooms and things, so yeah. I just think overall it's not a comfortable setup. It doesn't make you feel at home. There were no the website said that there were food stalls and that you could go out, and there was nothing nearby. There was absolutely nothing nearby, so you had to eat there. I just had like a coffee and some really overpriced crisps at the bar, where everyone was just like having a beer. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because I've only been to certain types of conventions before and never like a gaming one. I did think the content there and the people there, the developers and the games and stuff was really, really cool. It just, for me, it was like a bit uncomfortable. And I think it would have felt different if I had gone with people. I think if I had had people with me, I would have felt much better about engaging with stuff and not feeling like I was loitering or getting in the way or being like too nervous to jump into something that looks closed off, you know? That was just my feeling. And I think there were a few people that, like I say, you could see people looking uncomfortable about certain things, so. But it was really good. And I really enjoyed certain things, and I just rushed to get that all out, so I'm now out of breath. Rezzed, good content, not executed super well, in my opinion, for me, personally. I don't feel amazing, and I know I sound terrible, and I look terrible, so I'm gonna sign off, and I'm gonna clean this mess slowly. Might watch some TV first, and eat some food, and sleep, I think, for the rest of the weekend. So thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely week, and I will see you very soon.